What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Super Princess Peach. In the last episode, we left off on a cliffhanger on me talking about Nintendo a little bit. And we're going to also, for the most part, get through these stages, because these stages are actually going to get more difficult, so hope you enjoyed the gameplay to some degree. As we start off the stage with a mad angry Boo, like both the big angry Boo and big Boo. So I don't know, because they both act the opposite. So you have to act quick. You have to act quick in the first bit of the stage. But anyways, I want to correct some things from the last video when I was talking about Steam. I was talking about the Steam Deck being released, since that's technically already been released. That was my bad for misnaming the product. That's absolutely my bad. I don't mean to disrespect the Steam at all by any means, unless you give me a reason to. But like, honestly, there's really no reason to. So I mean, you're doing everything right. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I think in the last episode I think I made it like a comment about like how Nintendo might just sue I wonder why I'm playing around with this. Oh, because the platforms act a little bit weird when it's sideways, so I don't know, my bad. Anyways, yeah, I don't know why I needed to commentate on that. But anyways, back to reality here. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so yeah, I was like predicting that Nintendo. Well, actually, it's me. It's probably one other YouTuber that I know. Pretty much predicted that we were, like Nintendo's gonna sue Steam when they released the Steam machine, which is allegedly like I think was not leaked, but like was allegedly like set to sell for like about $600 to $700, which is like yeah, I don't know. It seems like that was a quick stage. Okay, so anyways, the premise of that is that like talking about the good old days with Nintendo, on how they've kind of really went off the rails and really went downhill. Also missed opportunity as well for releasing a trailer that by no means has. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm sure a lot of people were hyped for it, and the thing is, it is like I mean, I personally didn't grow up with it, and I'm sure the franchise is a great game. I'll give it that. Like, it's probably most likely a great game. I'm not gonna crap on it. It's a good game. It was a game that was released back in the N64 era, and considering my reaction to it, what do I think about it? I'm gonna be honest. When I saw the trailer and saw the direct for it, I was like, alright. But there was a lot that I agree with to a certain YouTuber. Ooh. Yeah, careful when you come through here. This is like one of these stages. Spoiler alert, I don't get this first try. So anyways, moving forward. We're gonna be here for a little bit. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Nintendo decided to release a trailer for Starfox 64 again. And to my information, from what I've heard from several YouTubers, this is the 5th time they remade this game. So one has to wonder who decided it was a good idea to just say, you know what, let's release another game a 5th time in a row. Now, I'm all for remakes. Remakes are great. I think it's great to like release a remake in times of need when like I guess like when there's an era to share like said franchise and to share anything of the sorts of like with creativity and whatnot, like just to share like the nostalgia feel for like the older generation and new generation to experience something. I think Pac-Man World for the PS1 and for allegedly like the first Pac-Man World game, that was a game where it was like, okay, nostalgia is gonna set in, and it's something that will bring one generation, back to play the game again on a remake, and a new generation come in to like experience the game for the first time. Which, allegedly for me, it was my first time experiencing that game. And while I have mixed emotions about that game and whatnot, there was a lot of things I liked about the remake more than there's a lot of things I liked about the original Pac-Man World that I liked more than the remake. And there were some things from the remake that I liked more than the original. Needless to say, I do rate one higher than the other, but not by much. It's probably like by 1 point if I had to guess anything. Because if I had to, or not guess anything, like this is my opinion. Pac-Man World for the PS1, I would rate that a solid 7 for me, and then the remake a solid 6. Or actually, no. I think it was no. It was 8 and 7. Yeah. No, it was 8 and 7. Pac-Man World for the PS1 is a 8, and Pac-Man World for the remake is a 7. There's a lot of things that the remake has improved on quite a lot, but the feel and like kind of nostalgia for the original, to stick to the original like story, didn't sit well, since, as I said before, it was more of like a lovey-dovey, like, oh, like, yeah, both villains and good guys can like win in the end. Dang well they're gonna backstab you like at any point. And it's great to have franchises where you can play as the villain and they're not causing mischief. I think that's great, but I guess it's also an interesting take on the Ghost game, because I guess the Ghost game is technically the for Pac-Man. Like, actually, I don't know why am I rambling on about Pac-Man. I can ramble that on when I play Pac-Man World 2 at some point, which is another good example of like there was a remake made for it about like literally months ago. And it was an experience that, hey, I get to experience my childhood again. And also the new generation can come in and experience it as well for the first time if they're like at the age of 5 or 7 or 8, when they first seen the game. When I first played Pac-Man World 2, I was about 4 or 5 years old, I'm going to have to say, because I remember seeing my dad play it all the time when I was little, and that was something that was, that's just definitely never gonna. That's just like a core memory. So, yeah. So it's gonna just be like, it's just gonna be that. So, anyways, the thing is that what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So there's games where it's like it's a good idea to make a remake for it, because it's been a while since the original has been made, and when the original has been made and then you try to bring in a new generation to experience something cool, I think it's great. But at the same time, we've seen Star Fox been remade like several times throughout the years. It's 20 years. It's like about 20 years. It's about as old as Pac-Man World, the original. Literally, it's gonna reach its 30s. I'm not kidding you. I mean, quite frankly, Pac-Man World is 25 years old. Well, actually not 25 anymore. It's gonna be about like, what was it? 20th anniversary when it was made. So like, yeah, like it's 26 now. Pac-Man World is 26 years old now, and That's kind of daunting to say. Like, Pac-Man is 46 years old. Wow, that's crazy. So the thing is like you have that, and then designs as well. I don't see like a lot of people are like, you know, making memes like this, the ugly Sonic treatment, and making memes about it and everything in sorts. And it's crazy to say like how funny enough, like how the timing was, you know, like where I talk about a certain game, like a certain company, and you know, and here it is, like, okay, cool, like it's here, and you know, you have pretty much just like a company just pretty much kind of dying in a way. Star Fox being remade the 5th time in a row is dying proof, literally. Nintendo 64, the first ever release of Star Fox 64. IQ Player from 2003. Wii Virtual Console 2007. Wii U Virtual Console 2016. Nintendo 3DS 2011. Switch Online that you can play the N64 version again. And now we're releasing it as a remake today. Or basically it's going to be released in June. That's when it's going to be released, but announced on May 5th. And it's released on May 5th. Can we wait a minute? I'm sorry, no one talked about how it was released on May 5th. Alright, hold on now. That was I'm not gonna lie, Nintendo really missed the whole Star Wars opportunity to like, hey, may the Force be with you, kind of feel, because it's technically a space game, and, you know, Star Wars is basically based around it's like a Disney space like themed like movies, which I won't talk about Disney too much, honestly. Whatever. The thing is, it's like it's just crazy how. Oh yeah, by the way, that happens with you know, that happens when you try to ground pound the thing that you're supposed to just stomp on. Logic on this game. Anyways, and logic with Nintendo, like, the thing is like, Star Fox is completely proof that Nintendo's just pretty much out of ideas on how to make original content, and just they don't got it anymore. They got it for certain games, but a lot of people were disappointed with the fact that like, you know, like the designs, and just like, oh, like there's no like there's no like new game, there's no like continuation of the story. And like, to be frankly honest, like there's probably other games to like, there was probably another Star Fox game that they could have remade, but that's besides the point. They should have made a completely new one. And on top of that, the designs, like with the Sonic, like the ugly Sonic treatment and whatnot, yeah, it's kind of disrespectful in a way, because it's like, what do you want? Like did the like the one from the, okay, well, I guess spoiler alert now, because like, I mean, I mean, it's fair game. It's been a month. Yeah, you know what? It's been a month since Mario Galaxy movie has been released. I think it's fair game. So I'm gonna just sit here and watch Spike throw this stupid spike ball at me, and then I completely like failed dodging it. But that's whatever. But yeah, that's why I don't like angry Spike attack. So it is what it is. So basically, spoiler alerts, Fox McCloud is in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And if you didn't know that by now, I'm sorry, but yeah, spoiler warning, whatever. And I think that the design from the Mario movie should have been stuck with for the most part, since it had some realistic like features to McCloud, and then they really did him dirty by adding a bunch of years to this guy. Like, he legitimately looks like he's like 30 something years old, like 30 plus really, and he's put on some pretty much just really let himself go. I think Fox McCloud is a good representation of Nintendo. It's a company that really let themselves go. And I'm sorry to hate on you, Nintendo, but you really have let yourself go. And it's kind of sad to watch, and it's kind of pathetic to watch. Really, it is. It's kind of like, you kind of see like one of these like whatchamacallit, like you see these people out in the field, like they do extraordinary things, like it's kind of like what is it like you see a famous person like, oh, like, yeah, I still got it, right? Kind of like Mike Tyson in a way. Mike Tyson, bro's like in his 60s or 70s. I forgot how old. Actually, I don't. How old is? I don't. Sorry, I don't keep up with media as much as I should. But yeah, I probably should have gotten that fact checked already. So whatever. You guys want to roast me in the comments about that? Whatever. But Mike Tyson, not challenging. He wasn't challenging Jake Paul, but like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson had a fight. I think it was like a year ago or two, and I don't know how long it was ago, but it was definitely a year or two ago. And Mike Tyson in his prime would have definitely kicked, he definitely would have kicked Jake Paul's butt for sure, 100%. Prime Mike Tyson would have done so, not the Mike Tyson today. And I ain't gonna lie, like and this is the very thing I always preach about today, and because it makes sense. When you get old enough, folks, it's great that you've lived a story, lived a legacy, and I think that it is a reoccurring thing that I think this is a multi-generational issue in a way. Because if you really think about it, you have freaking millennials that are going to Disney World by themselves without kids, and they're just like, yeah, I've waited all of my entire life to do this very thing, instead of, I don't know, having kids of their own, because to bring to Disney World, just like, there's ways to have a childhood experience and sharing it with children, and I think it's made a lot more sense, a lot more. And personally for myself, like I know several friends that have kids, and honestly, I hope there's one day where I can throw something where we can make an experience that is pretty much all together, like everyone can experience, where it's kind of like we do this as an adult because we waited a while to do this because we couldn't afford to do it as kids, but now that we're adults we can afford to do it. But then we share with the kids, and then they're like, oh, so this is what y'all are about. Yeah, keep this tradition going, because when we die we want you to keep this going. And I think that's a healthy thing to look at it. But we have multiple generations, pretty much. I can't even say multiple the right way, I'm sorry. But you have multiple generations that are like, nah, I'm still in my prime. I'm like pretty much in denial of time. And I get it. It's good to like keep yourself going. It's healthy to keep yourself going. I think it's great. Like if you're still healthy and still like upgoing and upbeat and like still got it in a way, keep it as long as you can. But also remember, take it easy, because if you don't take it easy, you're gonna just wear and tear yourself completely, to the point where people are gonna just genuinely feel very awkward, very seriously sorry, and kind of just look at you like, man, this guy's really let himself go. Like, you can definitely tell, like, this guy's really let himself go. Because I think there's appropriate ways to, like, I don't know, just like keep things continuing, and like unretire yourself from certain situations and not look like a complete fool, because like you're still trying to act like you're in your prime, but you're not in your prime anymore. I think the good way to approach it is kind of like mentor the young ones to like do the things that you did at once. Now, obviously, don't see it as you can see them as the mini version of yourself, but also realize they have their own identity too. So it's kind of like whatchamacallit. I guess I'll use video game. Like characters as an example. You know how you see like how you see Sonic, right? He didn't know the spin dash move until the Sonic 2 game, I believe, and that's when Tails came along, okay? Now, Sonic is technically Tails' mentor in a way, because if you think about it, like, Sonic teaches Tails to go fast and whatnot as well, and Tails tries to go as fast as Sonic, tries to be as good and if not even better than Sonic one day. But Tails has his own way of showing his strengths, other than Sonic. And Sonic is not just some guy that's just fast. He has other abilities too, of like being able to hone in attacks and just being able to spin that, or not spin dash, but also just like be able to like pretty much just like, you know, like roll yourself around like a cart basically, or like a hamster. I don't know. But the analogy I'm trying to go with it is that there's gonna be a twist to like there's gonna be a twist to it, you know, like how things like play out in the next generation. Like I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but like if you look at Mario Galaxy, it's kind of like how things repeat itself in history, but not quite the same. And I think like when history repeats itself for the good, like to like continue traditions and whatnot. Let me just make that clear. Like when you try to continue traditions and like kind of teach the younger ones how to do things, there's gonna be like new ideas and new twists to like how the original was made. And I think that's a good thing, because like now you can like sit there and say like, okay, you know what? If I die today, I at least know that the person I mentored knows what they're doing because I took them under my wing, you know? And I think that's an issue that I'll probably continue to talk about in the next episode, because honestly, I've done all 5 courses that I wanted to do for this episode. So we're going to do 4-4 through 4-8, I believe, in the next episode. So yeah, I'm going to probably just wrap this up. That was kind of like an anticlimactic episode on me talking about Nintendo, then talking about generations as well. So yeah, sorry about that. But at the same time, I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about the you know, Star Fox series, on it being remade for the 5th time in a row. Because if you want a more elaborative approach of how I think about it, I'll probably may talk about it in the next episode. But that's time to tell. And to be frankly honest, if I feel like I want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. But it's not that anybody comments on my videos anyway, so who cares? So anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up, and honestly, yeah, just keep an open mind. Subscribe if you haven't, spread this video around, and yeah, honestly, don't forget to shine bright and stay bright.